what I'm going to be covering today is how you get from a product marketing manager to CMO and how you chart that course over the course of your entire career. I think it's something that we all feel like we potentially want to get to, but maybe we don't all get there. And I think the portion of people who actually make it to that point in their careers as a portion of overall marketers is actually quite small. So I think for this session, we've taken some insights that I've gained through my own career and for people that I've actually spoken to who have made that jump. So what I've done today is I've outlined 5 distinct career paths, but everybody's journey is unique, and no two people's journey in product marketing is the same. So you can look at as many case studies as you want to, but all of those are going to be context specific, location specific, industry specific even. So as part of the Product Marketing AI podcast, which I launched a couple of years ago, I've been really, really lucky to speak to people who have made that career path from product marketing manager all the way to executive and leadership team level. The first person I'm going to highlight today is Becky Trevino. And she's been, I think the reason I wanted to speak to her in particular is that she's moved from a senior product marketing role into the EVP of products. And I would say that is, for me, from what I've seen, the road less traveled. I haven't seen too many examples of people actually doing that. For some context, Becky is a former PMA Leader of the Year, either in 2022 or 2023. I'm not exactly sure which. So she has some really, really high level experience in the product marketing world. And the thing that the quote that really stood out to me from my discussion with her was understanding the problems her stakeholders in the organization were having, and then marrying that with the organizational design that she was pitching to try and solve those problems. And what that meant was really, as problems came up, as she took in new areas of remit into her team, she was able to showcase the value that she was driving all through the organization. So I've highlighted 3 key areas that Becky highlighted to say that these are the things that you need to be able to do to take that next stage to a leadership team level. And the first one I'm going to highlight here is right in the middle, and that's picking a manager. And I think this is absolutely underrated from a career progression point of view. Becky started in Snow Software about 5 years ago. She started working for a really great manager, and that manager continued to ascend the organization and bring Becky along with her. That's a little bit like I highlighted earlier on. They brought her every time they got a promotion. Becky followed on. Becky started to take more roles into her particular remit at Snow Software, and she's continued to drive that. And now she's the EVP of products. One of the things that she highlighted was that you need to be board level ready. And anybody here who's helped a marketing leader, a CMO prepare a board pack knows that it is super stressful, so stressful. Everything has to be absolutely perfect. You have to tell the right story, bring the right numbers, and be ready for everything that high-level board of seriously experienced executives are going to throw at you. So being able to pull all that material together and present it in a coherent and exciting way, super important. And the last one is around solving problems. So as Becky's career grew, she was able to take in competitive intelligence. She was able to take in pricing and packaging. And so all of that then was able to kind of grow her into a role of EVP of products. And more recently, actually in her role, there's been a merger with another company in that space. She's even taking on more responsibility in that area as well. So wonderful research and wonderful case study of how to go from that product marketing type role into a product management role. The second example that I have today is the path of a product marketer to a VP of product marketing. And the example I'm giving here is I spoke to Harvey Lee, and he's the VP of product marketing at the Product Marketing Alliance. Quite meta, obviously, in that we're here in a Product Marketing Alliance event. And you can see here in our screen, he's promoting his book, Backstage Pass. I'm very, very happy to say that I have a copy of Backstage Pass as well here with me. I encourage everybody who's on the call to purchase that. But some of the things that Harvey really kind of said that really resonated with me was there's no shortcuts in writing a book. There's no shortcuts in product marketing as a whole. There are things and tools you can use to make your life easier and speed those things up. But a lot of it is just really, really hard work. And the one I want to highlight first here in terms of the three key areas for him and his career growth was the early wins. Harvey spent a lot of time working for Xbox on massive launches, B2C, huge exposure, huge pressure, learned a ton of lessons and got a really, really strong brand under his belt. And I think that's absolutely crucial for people who might be a little bit earlier in their career journey, that you choose a brand earlier in your career that is going to give you brand recognition and name recognition in the industry. And Harvey has really parlayed that into really great roles across a number of different organizations, and he tells those stories inside of the book as well. He also highlights the importance of being able to write. Using tools like Grammarly certainly helps to be succinct and keeping it grammatically correct, but being able to write effectively for your collateral that you're creating on from a product marketing perspective, on the website, for blogs, positioning, documentation, how you write and tell that story, super important from a written perspective. And the last point is communication. Anybody who's seen or spoken to Harvey in person knows that he's an absolutely wonderful communicator. And he uses those skills to be able to tell stories both in a visual and in a written way. And I think I'd encourage everybody here that's on the chat today to encourage you to follow him on LinkedIn, get a copy of his book and really learn from his insights. So we finally got to PMM to CMO, the overall, I guess, the name of this presentation as a whole. And the one that I want to highlight here is Elliot Rayner, and he's the CMO at Arion. And Elliot's had a phenomenal journey in his marketing career. He's worked at really cool brands like Adidas, for example, and has held senior roles there in marketing and product marketing. And one of the pieces of advice that he gave was, if you're at that kind of senior director, senior level role in a larger company in product marketing, one of the ways in which you can get that progression to CMO is moving to a smaller brand, moving to somewhere that is maybe a little bit scrappier, a little bit of a smaller team, budgets are that little bit smaller, but where the opportunity is huge for you to put your own stamp on it and help drive value for that business. So as he outlined, he was really fortunate with the career steps he had to try and gain as much experience as he could, getting outside of his comfort zone, and then finding the right team who were willing to take a risk on him. And he's certainly done that with Arion. One of the areas that he focuses on in his career and his current role is customer success. So really working with the customer success team. Arion is a subscription business, so they really need to be aware of their churn. So I would say sales enablement is a huge part of product marketing as a whole, but one of the areas that needs to be, I think, more tightly monitored is that customer success area. And he's also a T-shaped marketer. He's got a really, really broad set of skills. And coincidentally, he's also got really, really broad shoulders. So I think that's a nice alignment there, both in his skills and his physical capabilities.